Hello, people. Adiyinka Oyefeso for speaking today. Happy New Year in advance. So I just come over here to just express a dream that I had in in August 2023. And the dream goes like this: I was actually in Sheffield, in Wicker, and I was actually going to get a haircut. And when I was going into the barber salon to get my hair cut, um, there was a problem because I was not taking my psychiatric medication. I was actually released from taking my psychiatric medication when I was going over to the barber shop. But in order for me to have a haircut, the barber actually said that I had to take the medication. I had to be on the medication where I had to get my haircut. And I was very sorrowful that that actually was a mandate for me to take care of the medication. So I moved away from the barber shop before I get to my haircut. And I was on the road with David Dudley Way in the junction going over to the Wicker. And then there was some music playing in the air. It sounded like a woman playing some music. It sounded like alien music. And I asked God, is God actually told me in the dream that you know the person who's singing the song. And I actually asked God if this person was a good person. And he said no. And then I was actually on the road crossing the junction over to the Wicker from the Derek Dudley Way in Sheffield. And there was this girl that was listening to the music and she was distracted that she didn't watch the traffic as it was going past. So the cars actually stopped when she was crossing the road. And I asked her that she should pay attention to where she's going. They were not happy with her. And I actually knew it was the music that was causing her to walk across the road without paying attention to what was going on. So I kept on walking in the Wicker. I crossed the road and walked in the Wicker. And I came to the area of the Wicker where the police station was, the back end of the police station. And there was some kind of like sitting area just outside of the police station where people can be able to order some coffee, like a cafe. So I sat down and then I saw somebody that looked like the police with a very um had like a bag with a technological device in it, and it was like calling like the wires that you call like a telephone wire, the old school telephone wires that we actually use, telephones that we actually used before, and it was walking about, and I actually assumed to myself that I need to. I think he was looking for somebody was looking to scan somebody with this technological device. And I wanted to be able to catch the attention of the police officer to show that I was not breaking the law, that he needed to come and scan me. So he came over, and then I was talking, he just scanned my forehead and then moved on. And that actually made me very, very confused and perplexed. I was actually thinking, have I taken the mark of the beast? Is the mark of the beast on my forehead? And I sat down on the gurney on the path, just thinking about these things, and I woke up from my dream. So right now, I actually understand the meaning of the dream. Uh, this actually has to do with pharmakia, which is actually of the medication, of the coercion of music, and also with the law of the land, which actually represented the police officer who enforces the law, who actually catches criminals who break the law, all these kind of things. I actually passed the mark of the beast in terms of like pharmakia because I did not submit over to the barber to get my hair cut. And also the music did not distract me, so the music does not have a coercion force in my life whereby I could get taken away by the music over to escapism or another place. Even though right now I do go through escapism through music, but that didn't really affect me that much because I believe that the word of God of the Lord is very powerful in my mind. But the place where I actually failed in the dream had to do with the law of the land, and I want to discuss about the law of the land, how important it is for Christians to know their rights and how they should not be infringed upon by the government or by politics or by political correctness and all these kind of things. um, because we want to have a good reputation in the world, or we want to be able to live in peace. There is a agenda which actually means the secularization of religion, and for people to be able to coexist with one another, whereby we tolerate other people's beliefs. But we as Christians, we only believe that there's only one way to God, which is actually through Christ. We are just basically the only way. So we cannot coexist with everybody. We cannot be at peace with everybody. God, Jesus said he's not come to bring peace, but he's come to bring a sword to the land. He would turn mother and daughter-in-law against one another, father against son, and all these kind of things. So, the gospel of Jesus Christ comes against everything that the word that it stands for is a counter culture of religion. It tells people to come over and submit to God and not submit to the superfluity passions of the world. So we see that we actually as Christians, we don't want too much trouble. We don't want to be persecuted. We want to be able to enjoy capitalism and all these kind of things. We want to be able to go after the American dream, or we want to be able to have material possessions that we enjoy, all these kind of things. So the issue about submitting over to the law of the land is that you don't trust God, that God is going to provide everything that you need in life, or He's going to enable you to enjoy the things that He has actually created for you to enjoy. You rely so much on the worldly system, which is formed up with different kinds of like economic power, like monopolies, oligarchies, monopolistic competition, all these kind of things. Like all the resources of the planet is actually ruled by an elite of people. So basically, the Christians don't have access to these things very, very easily. They need to use money to buy these things. So Christians do not own lands, and they don't own organizations, or they're not in high places in society. So they feel that in order to survive, they need to submit over to the world, and they need to obey the law of the land to be able to get these things. And don't get me wrong, there are some laws of the land that's actually Judeo-Christian established, basically. So we have to obey those laws. But when it comes to the laws whereby which infringes on our religion of Christianity, or which actually causes us to disobey God, then we have a problem. We have to reject the law of the land so that we can be able to obey God and do the things that pleases God, and to be able to save our soul from hell, or save our soul from the corruption that's happening in the world. So what it is that what we are actually seeing right now in the UK is probably something that is actually derivative to a social credit system that basically, if we have it on your records that you're a troublesome person, you need to go on psychiatric medication so that there's peace in the community. And then you also need to be able to enjoy music, to be able to be in tune with the culture of the land. But also when it comes to the law of the land, we're not always called to obey every single law that is actually there, that's been established for us over in the world. So what is the solution to this? We have to be prepared. We have to know the truth. We have to strengthen the armor that God has actually given to us. And we also need our prophets to be able to begin to see into the future about what's going to come over to the land in the future, and how we can prepare for these things. I just want God to be able to give you these dreams as well, so that you'll be able to know for sure that these are the things that's going to happen to the world. And I do not know what season of time these things are going to happen, but what I actually do believe is that I can actually see God and actually just watch the world as it begins to go over to this trajectory of going over to a credit system or the mark of the beast system as it's going over to those things. We just have to keep on watching and we just have to be prepared. Uh, I do not know my age at the time when I had this vision, but um, when I had this vision, one of the barbers from the barbershop that went to was in another barber shop. So I'm actually just watching to just see whether he's going to convert over to another barber shop. I don't get my hair cut by that barber anymore, but I want to just see if the prophecy is actually true or whether it's coming to pass or whether it's just a warning. But be careful with who you obey, who you listen to in those times when your religion gets infringed upon. Begin to intercede for yourself and intercede for others that basically people do not actually get entangled in the world as well. The COVID situation that happened in 2020 and the vaccine was a rehearsal or kind of like a derivative of the mark of the beast that is actually being established in the world. But the COVID vaccine was basically an expose about how many people are really, really knowledgeable about what the Bible actually says about all of these things and how people will normally choose security and freedom in the world to be able to continue with their activities instead of actually standing on the revelation that the Bible actually brings, and also acknowledging the dangers that actually comes when you are being too submissive to the agenda of the world. The world actually does not want to be able to accept God because God has His own ways of actually doing things to be able to rule over the earth. They want to rule themselves. They want to be able to have all the resources that they have over to themselves so that they can be able to enjoy life on their own terms. But this is very dangerous because this is actually destroying the earth. This is not actually causing the earth to be managed properly. But the Bible actually says that God has given the kingdoms of the has given the earth over to man, but the heavens, even the highest heavens, is His. So that's the reason why we cannot actually pledge an allegiance over to the law of the land. We have to be able to continue holding our Judeo Christian principles, enforcing them, praying and decreeing them upon the land when it's time for us to decree them upon the land. So, this is what we're supposed to do as a Christian. So, thank you very much for watching my video today. God bless you. I'll be coming over and enforcing a word of the Lord for 2025. I believe that what the Lord is actually speaking to me as well. So God bless you today. Bye bye.